So this week, something funny happened. Uh, a few thousand fans who've been sucking Hasbro's balls these last 10 years suddenly woke up and realized that they're dealing with a major corporation whose only interest is making money. Now, this is no news to people who've been buying for over 25 years, like myself, and for whom a company like Toy Biz was a godsend and a truly golden age for action figure collecting, and gave us Marvel Legends and the double jointed knee and elbow and individual finger articulation and other godsends like that don't exist anymore. And one of the reasons they don't exist is fans over the course of the last 10 years or more, in waves, not the same fans necessarily, because a lot of people get in and out of the hobby very quickly. Um, they they just accepted whatever was handed to them, and because modern Comic Con events and online live streams um, are sales events, it convinced a lot of people that these guys were their buddies and they were fellow fans. And sometimes they are. Sometimes they're really into it to make something cool. But more often, they're there to make excuses for why the corporation has to repackage the same figure 6 times over. You know. So I'll try to give you this short. The short version is to all those people who've been putting down the criticizers, like myself, who understand the situation and don't have any truck with this kind of advertising. I'm glad you woke up, but fuck you, because I've been listening to your bullshit for 10 years about how you're overpaying because you can, because you're not poor, and other horse shit like that, other excuses like that, and making this hobby fucking miserable for people who are in it for the long haul. And it's not a hobby. I love these damn things. I love action figures. I've loved action figures since 1972 when I got my first Batman, Mego Batman. It's been a very, very long haul for me. And I love this stuff. I really do. And I trade a collection. I don't have all the stuff I've ever collected. I trade it up for the new stuff that I like. But you've been making excuses for the corporations. And, biting your fellow fans when they have a specific criticism, that sucks. That fucking sucks. So, to hear you finally wake up and cry that your Rancor tears weren't all you expected, because you didn't get your Ula and you didn't get your Keeper, um, yeah, it's what Hasbro does to wake up. Oh my god, the world isn't fair. No shit, Sherlock. Fuck, man. Hasbro's dropped the ball so many fucking times, and every time you made the excuses for them, and now you're crying because now on the cusp of Hasbro becoming the kind of boutique sales merchant they want to be, to get full, to squeeze you for all you're worth, to empty your wallet. Now that they're on the cusp of that, they fucked up and they pissed you off. And good. And good. And I hope the whole fucking project fails, because it deserves to fail. I don't know what to tell you. It's what they do. It's what they do. And I'm not saying it's the guys making the excuses, the guys with the enthusiasm in the videos, and all the sales pitch, how cool it all is. It's somebody in accounting, somebody who is already getting. I mean, didn't you notice that? I think it was like 6,000 backers made the Sentinel, but now they need 10,000 for a Rancor. Come on, give me a fucking break. Hasbro's greedy. They are fucking greedy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't watch every goddamn video. I don't pay attention to every piece of news, and somehow I pick that up because I live in the real world, and the real world is not full of fans and fellow fans making the stuff. There are a few companies. I'll give them that. I mean, Mezco Toys. Those guys care. And I don't know what their profit margin is, but God bless them. They put something into it. They try to make everything as cool as possible. Whoever's working at Jaded Toys right now for the action figures, the Universal Monster line, they obviously care. And they are paying attention to details. I've never seen anybody pay attention to details before like that. holding the the Adam's apple holding down a cape clasp. That's it's amazing. That's somebody who gives a damn. Somebody who doesn't give a damn is the guy who manufactured the latest sculpt for the Emperor, the carded Emperor, and with the face sculpt, and it's the wrong face sculpt. It's actually an expression from the 1 through 3 trilogy. I think episode 3. It's not something from Return of the Jedi. Come on, you know. So, that said, I've taken a lot of shit from people over the years about my opinion about this kind of thing. I'll relate to one story because this is the guy who said it. On a Facebook group dealing with dioramas, these people are serious dioramas, and they make incredible stuff. And this guy comes into their territory, their room, and explains how he spent $100 on a Walmart special Jabba's Palace $25, $30 toy. But he spent $100 on it to get it from like Singapore or some shit. And this is what he's gloating about. And I asked him, I said, this is coming out like next week. Why would you spend $100 on it now? And his response to me, his sarcastic response to me was, because I'm not poor. Because I have the money to spend on it. And this is the guy that's making Hasbro raise the prices. Because if they see enough idiots doing this, paying out for stuff, they'll just raise the prices. That's why all these toys, they're on the shelf at Target, they're on the shelf at Walmart. They're not special, they're toys. This is why they put adult collectible on it. Adult collectible means we're going to charge you more because we think you're buying it, and because we can. Now, Hasbro's whole thing, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this because it's so friggin' obvious because I've been looking at the damn stuff for 30, 40 years now, is they are in competition with Bandai and Hot Toys and all these other companies, these boutique companies, to make high-end collectibles. And maybe they know something we don't about their profit margin. Maybe they know something we don't about that. But that's what they want to do. They want to charge high prices for the same old product. And maybe they put a little bit into it, maybe they won't. Who knows. But the reality is it's about greed for them. And it's about competing with these Japanese companies. And now Chinese companies. And, but Hasbro markets stuff in the tens of thousands. None of these figures are rare. They're not rare. You make 20,000 figures. You'd be astonished how far 20,000 figures goes worldwide. Everybody gets one, at least one, 20,000 figures. Who wants one? And maybe you haven't noticed, but children under 20s, they're not interested in 6-inch line. They're not. I don't know why it is. Marvel Legends has been around for 20 years. Since day one, I have never seen children buying this stuff. And I have canvassed every store in my town, and we had everything. I've mentioned that in other videos. And this stuff sat in the pegs until I bought them. Me and a couple of other local wackos. But this is what Hasbro's doing. Hasbro wants to be able to produce the same stuff and charge you more and put themselves in the same league as Hot Toys and Bandai and SF Figure Arts and these other companies like that. But they're not, and they never will be, because they don't necessarily have the talent, and they're not willing to invest the money into it. We're getting the same suited buck that we got when the Coulson figure was released in the 3-pack. That's never been upgraded, and it's so flawed, the way it can barely stand, no peg in the feet. That should have been fixed years ago. But Hasbro won't do it because there's no money in it. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you realized they're not your buddies. But what are you going to do next time? What are you going to do this time? I would insist with Hasbro, with Haslab, and their accountants, that they lower the minimum quantity. Sentinel is 6,000. Why do you have to meet 10,000 on this damn thing? They're making their money. They just want to make more of it. The funny thing about Hasbro and Mattel is they're always pleading poor mouth. They've been pleading poor mouth for decades. Decades. Mattel's ridiculous about this too. I'm astonished anything like the Amber collection is out. But I don't know what to tell you. Fuck you. You should have been on this train a long time ago and putting the screws to Hasbro Now that there's so many of you. You know, there were 92,000 listings yesterday on eBay for Marvel Legends. That's, if every person puts up two action figures for sale, that's what, 45,000 action figure collectors? That's enough to put some pressure on them. That's enough to put some pressure on Hasbro. But you won't, because you're too busy paying $50 to get into Comic-Con to see what you can buy next, instead of them paying you to learn about it. Because you're dummies. And that's why you're paying $25 a figure now, plus. And the prices are just going to keep going up, making people like me miserable while you dump your collections. And I keep seeing it year after year. Somebody dumps their entire collection because they can't keep up with it, and it's getting too expensive, and it's not worth it. Maybe the wife feels it. Who knows? Anyway. So good luck with all that. And we'll see what comes next. We'll see what comes next. I'm waiting to see how they can fuck up Galactus. They fuck up the Sentinel, the lateral leg swing with no ratcheting. He does a split whether you want him to or not. What's Galactus going to do? Yeah, anyway. So, to the 101 subscribers I have, thank you for sticking with me and listening. And if you learned anything, maybe you already knew this, maybe this is why you're subscribing. a little nook of sanity. And I don't have a name for this thing yet, whatever it is. But anyway, happy collecting. Try to find the things you like. Enjoy the things you like. Take it out of the boxes. Buy two if you have to, but take it out of the boxes. Enjoy them. And praise who needs to be praised. The sculptors right now are the ones who need to be praised. There's some incredible talent working with these companies. I hope they're getting paid like they deserve. Anyway, happy holidays, happy New Year, and talk to you soon.